Sam won't hesitate. You will.
Hi, everybody, from Bob Roberts Field in Pomeroy, Ohio. The Nelsonville-York Buckeyes and the Meigs Marauders. Chance Fox on camera. Ray Spouts, Jim McCumber here on Nelsonville TV Cable's Channel 15.
We're ready for a beautiful night of football here tonight, Jimmy. I tell you what, we've had the last couple weeks where the weather's been kind of ugly, a little bit of rain, a little bit of coolness going on around us and everything. And now this evening, the last few days, it's just been beautiful. And tonight, it's absolutely gorgeous out here.
Buckeyes, of course, coming in at 6-0. 1-0 in league play. Meigs 4-2 overall and 0-1 in league play. And here come the Buckeyes. Marauders making their way on the Bob Roberts Field.
You know, we've said it every week, Jim. Talked about the fans and the following of Nelsonville-York Buckeye football. And, you know, we're sitting down here in Meigs County, down here along the river tonight. But I guarantee you there's more orange and brown than there are Marauders out here tonight. This is a great showing from the community here tonight.
Last week, Nelsonville-York defeated Wellston 48-0, while Meigs lost to Athens 56-9 in their league opener.
Yeah, you know, and coming into it, Meigs was 4-1, matched up against an undefeated Athens Bulldogs team. Everybody was wondering, you know, what did Meigs actually have to offer? And the speed of Athens just really seemed to give Meigs a lot of fits on that turf field.
Last year, Nelsonville-York defeated the Marauders at Boston Field 44-7. 2 years ago, right here at Bob Roberts Field, Nelsonville-York won 28-20.
Yeah, I tell you, one of the things that, you know, we were going over some of the information from last year and kind of checking out the stats and things that have happened. And that was one of the first games that Nathan had a nice field goal. He kicked a 36-yard field goal in last year's game here, or, you know, back home. And like you said, they were in control at halftime. Nathan was really on fire from a perspective of throwing the ball. He had 160-some yards in the first half last year against the Marauders.
Buckeyes lead the all-time series between Nelsonville-York and Meigs. Nelsonville-York has won 19, Meigs 12, and Nelsonville-York has won the last 11 meetings.
Yeah, it's definitely been a one-sided affair with these two opponents over the past few years. Nelsonville obviously being on top of that.
And the Buckeyes have won 20 TVC championships, 7 of the last 8. And the Marauders, they last won the TVC title back in 1998. Buckeyes won the toss and elected to receive.
I believe they've had every receiving or started every game out this season on the offensive side of the ball, which seems to play into the hands of the powerful offense that we have. They like to put some points on the board quickly, like to put some pressure on the opposition as soon as possible.
Buckeyes with Dustin Young and Garrison Breeze back deep to receive the kickoff, and doing the kicking for Meigs, Charlie Barrett. Officials still huddling at midfield. Still 1:12 remaining before this game is the kickoff.
Boy, the Buckeyes have been ready too. They were on the field back at, you know, right around 6 o'clock with the specialties and warming up early. You could see the enthusiasm in the entire team from the very beginning of this evening, ready to get out there and make things happen.
And just a perfect night for high school football.
It's absolutely gorgeous out here tonight.
Buckeyes, of course, coached by Dave Boston Jr. in his 9th year. The Marauders are coached by Mike Chansey. He is in his 19th year as head coach of Meigs. Marauders, a Division IV, Region 15 team. They are 9th this week in the computer rankings. Buckeyes, Division V, Region 19, and Nelsonville-York is 3rd. Of course, the top 8 teams qualify for the state playoffs at the end of the season.
Yeah, overall, the TVC has some nice showings right now in the rankings across the board.
Again, Charlie Barrett will kick it away for the Marauders. Buckeyes with Garrison Breeze and Dustin Young back deep. Just a couple seconds away from the opening kickoff. And Barrett approaches. And the kick heads towards Garrison Breeze on the far side. He'll cross the 20. The ball is loose. Marauders feel they have it.
Sure seems like it on that far side of the field that everybody's pointing the other direction right now.
And Meigs has recovered at the Buckeye 27.
I'm not sure who came up with that ball, but it looked like Breeze actually bobbled that ball a little bit as soon as he caught it, and I'm not sure if he ever really had pure possession of that ball. He coughs it up, and that was one of the things we've talked about. The Buckeyes, when it comes to turnover ratios, have been extremely strong so far this season. They haven't been in a lot of positions that their turnovers have caused a lot of problems. Last week there were 6 turnovers in the ball game, all in favor of the Buckeyes. Tonight, one of the things you and I talked about, if we have turnovers, make sure you don't give Marauders a short field, and that's the very first thing we've done. They've got the first offensive series, and they're starting at the 27-yard line here of the Buckeyes.
Dylan Boyer, the quarterback for Meigs. Man goes in motion left. That's Sayre. And the handoff goes straight up the middle. I believe that was Charlie Barrett on the carry. He'll take it to the Buckeye 24 on a gain of about 3.
It looks like Neil Pauly and Kuhn both right in the middle of that line were right on top of that before he got too far.
So the Buckeye defense put to the test immediately in this game after the fumbled kickoff. Buckeyes only averaging giving up 6 points a contest this year.
And scoring 44, so things definitely been in the favor of the Buckeyes on both sides of the ball.
Boyer looking to throw and being rushed. And he's going to be hit in the backfield around the 30-yard line. And that'll be a loss of about 7.
Kyle Moore was the first one there for the Buckeyes defensive line to actually hit him, but the entire defensive line was in his back pocket before he knew what was going on.
Kyle Moore coming in with 24 tackles. That is his second sack. And he also has caused a fumble this season. So it's third down now and about 13 for Meigs on the Buckeye 30. Splitting out 2 receivers on each side. Low snap. Boyer looking to throw. Now he'll run with it. And ball's loose. And it's picked up by a Marauder, but he's going to be hit and dropped back at the 39. A loss of about 9 yards.
Yeah, number 58 that time of the Marauders found the ball floating in the air somehow, Cody Stewart. And then Covert was quick from the defensive side of the ball of the Buckeyes to get back there and swarm to the ball. So they start out on the 27 of the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes back them all the way up to the 40-yard line, force the Marauders to punt this first offensive series. Did not go their way.
Fourth down and about 23 for Meigs, and Cody Stewart will punt it away. Buckeyes with Garrison Breeze back deep. Also Bobby Lightwine.
Yeah, Bobby Lightwine had a couple nice returns last week for the Buckeyes back there receiving.
Kick is away. Buckeyes will let it bounce. Hope it goes into the end zone, but it'll take a Buckeye roll, which Meigs is able to down right around the 12, 13-yard line. That's where the Buckeyes will have their first offensive possession.
Well, the Buckeyes got close to blocking that punt that time. If you saw Covert came right up the middle. The Buckeyes have been able to put pressure on kickers all season long from the corners. And this time we were able to not only have the corners coming in, but Covert was shooting right up through the middle. Buckeye defense does a nice job of shutting down short field on the Marauders that time.
Buckeyes how the eye. 2 receivers to the right. First and 10 from their own 13. Handoff, Dustin Young. Running room, Dustin Young. And he's going to pick up about 8 or 9 yards. We'll see where they spot it.
Looks like number 21 was the first in there, Charlie Barrett, for the defensive side of the ball for the Marauders.
Buckeyes starting left end, 21 Daniel Klein. Left tackle, 78 Isaac Andrews. Left guard, 57 Austin McCullough. Center, 61 Kyle Moore. Right guard, 74 Tucker Johnson. Right tackle, 65 Isaiah Mello. Right end, number 20 Garrison Breeze. Buckeyes second down and about a half yard to go as North goes in motion. Handoff goes to Clint Handa, and he's got a Buckeye first down out at the 25-yard line.
He gets a strong 2 yards over that left side that time. Nice job by the Buckeyes. You can see that the rushing attack is which direction the Buckeyes want to try to establish some things here. Quick punch with Dustin Young right up the center, and then Handa for the power yardage to get the first down.
Buckeyes out of the eye, 2 receivers to the right. 9:06 to play in the first quarter, no score. Handoff, Dustin Young comes to this side. And Dustin will pick up 4 out to the 29. We're to bring up 2nd and 6. Finishing off the starters for Nelsonville-York's offense. Wingback number 9, Mark Carter. fullback number 6, Clint Handa, tailback number 10, Dustin Young, and the quarterback 11, Nathan Dean. 2nd and 6 for the Buckeyes on their own 29. Once again, 2 receivers to the right. Buckeyes out of the eye. Nathan Dean at quarterback. Rolls to the right, looking to throw. Hits Clint Handa. And the Buckeyes will pick up a yard, maybe 2.
We'll give them a yard on that. I don't think they got much farther than that. But, you know, the coaching staff typically tries to give Nathan the first pass of most every game we've seen this year. Just one of the backs coming out of the backfield, going into that flat, get him comfortable, get him in a little bit of a rhythm. And then as you've seen, what did you tell me this season to this point? He's 71% on his passes. Doesn't take him long to get comfortable.
Dean out with shotgun, 3rd and 5. Looking to throw, does so, and it's pulled in by Mark Carter. Nice catch.
Great catch by Mark.
And we may have face masking on Meigs.
The concentration Mark showed that time on the field because he was bobbling the ball while the defender was trying to drag him down. Mark kept his eye on the ball, went after it, did a nice job of bringing that ball in.
Buckeyes needed 5. Carter picks up 6 on the pass from Nathan Dean, and then a face mask on the Marauders.
It was number 26, Jeffrey Roush, on the defensive side of the ball that time for the Marauders.
Mark Carter coming into this game, 7 receptions, 87 yards, and a touchdown. Nathan Dean last week hit 6 different receivers against Wellston.
I don't think there's been a game he hasn't hit a minimum of 5 receivers in any given night.
North comes in motion to this side. Pitch out to Young, but whistles blow the play dead. Illegal procedure on Nelsonville-York. Nathan Dean, 67 of 95 passing at 71% completion rating, 1,066 yards and 12 touchdowns, averaging 16 yards a pass.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that you and I were talking earlier in regards to the fact that you've got Nathan throwing for over 1,000 yards. You've got Dustin running for over 1,000 yards. And they're not the only 2 individuals that are completing in all the yardage in the games right now.
Dean throws, and it's incomplete towards Daniel Klein. So the Buckeyes will have 2nd and 15.
That might have just got to Daniel just a little too fast. He didn't have his hands quite ready for it as that ball was put on a line from Nathan.
As soon as he turned around, the ball was there.
Yeah, he didn't have too much time to think about that one.
Austin North jogs in with the Buckeye play on 2nd and 15. Nelsonville-York on their own 46. 7:13 to play in the first quarter, no score. 2 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. Dean looking to throw. Now he's being rushed.
He's going.
And he
nice
breaks
job.
a would-be sack, throws, and Klein pulls it in. Let's see if he's inbounds. No, they say he was out of bounds, just a couple yards shy of what would have been a first down.
Wow, number 62 is out there defensively, Blaine Perry, and I believe 14, Zach Sayer on the defensive side for the Marauders. But you've got to give a lot of credit to Nathan for not being able to get away from taking that sack. He would have been at least a 15-yard loss on that play had he been pulled down. But he had the whereabouts, the strength to roll away from that, get himself collected, and get the ball downfield. And Daniel was real close to having his feet in bounds that time. Nice job just to survive that play.
Nathan Dean out of the shotgun, 3rd and 15. Buckeyes on their own 46. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And we have an official's timeout. The play clock was down to about 2 seconds. And they might have had trouble with the play clock. So they reset the play clock at 25. Buckeyes 3rd and 15. Dean looking to throw, being rushed. And he's going to be sacked back at the 38-yard line.
52 got in there to begin with. Number 52 is Chris Jones, but then 67 cleaned things up, Jesse Smith. And he's been pretty active on the defensive side of the ball for the Marauders to this point. He's been all over the field.
So the Buckeyes will punt it away on 4th down and about 22, back on their own 38. Dustin Young will punt.
The Marauders' defense has come to play here tonight. There's been a lot of talk about the fact that they got beat up pretty good against Athens, and they're out here to prove that they're still a solid ball team.
And the Buckeyes down at right around the 28-yard line. Austin North downs it for Nelsonville-York. 6:20 to play in the first quarter, no score. The Marauders will have their second possession.
So each team's had an offensive series so far this evening. Each defense has been able to stand up strong and keep things out of any danger so far. I have to say I'm surprised with the speed of the line on the Marauders right now. We haven't had a chance to really watch them, and their defensive line does a nice job.
Boyer hands it off. Ball carrier takes it just across the 30-yard line. He picks up about 3. It was Charlie Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett was on the carry. He had Moore and Kuhn, and I believe Bobby Lightwine came up from the linebacking position that time.
Buckeyes starting on defense, left end 61 Kyle Moore, left tackle 70 Jacob Kuhn, right tackle 76 Neil Polly, right end 65 Isaiah Mello, linebacker 16 Dakota Hook, linebacker 54 Caleb Covert. 2nd and 7 for Meigs. Man in motion left. Boyer takes a snap, rolls with it to the left side, being pursued. And he'll go down. That'll be a loss of a yard. Back in, well, they'll actually spot it right around the 30. So it'll be 3rd and 8, a loss of 1.
Perkins just came in from that outside linebacker position along with Covert and just did an excellent job. Again, it's just so hard for any team to get around the ends of the Buckeyes. You know, Kyle Moore had the great pressure up front, forced him as he was going to the left. He had to kind of back up, and while he was backing up and trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, our linebackers just closed the gap in a heartbeat.
3rd down and 8 for Meigs on their own 30-yard line. Boyer out of the shotgun. Man comes in motion to this side. Looks like movement, and a flag does come in. And Boyer still going, but Perkins, I believe, will bring him down right around the 32-yard line. Again, there is a flag for illegal motion. The Buckeyes will probably decline to bring up 4th down.
Yep, they've already motioned it in. They are declining that. Perkins did a nice job of bringing him down before he was able to get any real daylight. He scrambled around quite a bit just to get those couple yards.
Other starters for the Buckeye defense, outside linebacker 44 Bobby Lightwine, outside linebacker 21 Daniel Klein, cornerback 28 Jacob Perkins, cornerback number 2 Austin North, and free safety 20 Garrison Breeze. Once again, Cody Stewart will punt it away. 4th down and about 7 for Meigs. Buckeyes with Bobby Lightwine and Garrison Breeze back deep. Low liner goes up the field.
Goes out of, well, it didn't go out of bounds. I thought that was going to get out of bounds, but somehow it stayed in.
It finally rolls out of bounds. The Buckeyes will have it on their own 30-yard line.
Well, defensively, the Buckeyes were all over the Marauders offense both times that they've had the ball. And actually, our offense moved the ball pretty effectively, but they actually started putting that blitz on. We didn't do a real good job of picking up some of those blitzes there. And we'll see what the offense has kind of adjusted to things here and see what we can pull together now.
Buckeyes out of the eye from their own 30. Hand off Dustin Young. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 1 to the 31.
Number 14, Zach Sayer on the stop there again for the Marauders. You could see the footing out there for Dustin that time wasn't all that strong as he tried to make that cut, and his foot kind of gave out from underneath him a little bit. You know, we were on the field earlier this evening. As we came across, the field is still soft, and it's very, I won't say mushy quite, but it's still a soft field out there for as nice as the weather's been all week.
Buckeyes out of the eye. 2nd down and 9, pitch out. Dustin Young cuts it up. And the ball's loose, and Meigs has recovered at the Buckeye 30.
It bounced right to.
And now they do motion Meigs' ball.
I was going to say, it sure looked like it bounced straight to Jeffrey Roush, so that's the 2nd turnover of the game already for the Buckeyes, and we're not even through the first quarter here. This is uncharacteristic for what we've seen from the Buckeyes to this point, and you can hear it in the quietness of the crowd, Jim.
3:48 to play in the opening quarter, no score. Meigs 1st and 10 at the Buckeye 30. Marauders out of the eye, handoff goes to Roush, and he'll dive down to the Buckeye 25 on a gain of about 5.
Hook actually tripped him up at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to keep his balance and fall forward for a strong 4 yards before Perkins got to him.
They spot it back at the 26. Second down and 6 for the Marauders. Two receivers to this side. Dylan Boyer at quarterback. Hands it off to Roush. And the Buckeyes will take him down right around the 25-yard line. Gain of about a half yard to bring up third down and about 5.
Looked like Hook and Kuhn were in on the tackle there that time.
Dakota Hook leading the Buckeyes in tackles, coming into this game with 50. Caleb Covert second with 42. Bobby Lightline third with 29. Third down and about 5 for Meigs at the Buckeye 25. Man comes in motion to this side. Boyer takes a snap, looking to throw, does so, and the Buckeyes right there. Austin North.
Austin North just picked number 14, Zach Sayre, up and put him down. Perfect timing, great defensive play by the Buckeyes North that time.
So they call it no gain on the play.
Yeah, they stopped him right there.
So it's fourth down and about 5 at the Buckeye 25, and the Marauders will go for it. Split out two receivers to each side. Dylan Boyer out of the shotgun. Takes a snap, looking to throw. And now he will run with it. And let's see where they spotted. A flag comes in. And the penalty is on Nelsonville-York.
I believe he had enough for the first down anyways, but now the Buckeyes just gave him a first down and then is going to move this ball down inside the 10 probably, or down there somewhere.
I'm not sure if it was illegal helmet contact is the call, but the penalty is on Nelsonville-York, and the Marauders will have a first down at the Buckeye 12-yard line. Dylan Boyer at quarterback. Man goes in motion left, Zach Sayre. Handoff goes to Roush on the right side, and he'll be taken down right around the line of scrimmage.
Kuhn and Mello do a nice job of teaming up and bringing him down before he goes anywhere. Nice job defensively again by the Bucks, but you know, you keep giving a team short fields. I think they started out the ball after the first fumble on the 27, this time on the 30. You give a penalty away like that, and you put your defense in a tough position here to try to keep these Marauders out of the end zone with just a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Jacob Kuhn with 21 tackles, Isaiah Mello with 18 coming into this game. Second down and 10 for the Marauders at the Buckeye 12. Handoff goes to Roush on the right side, has a hole.
He's in.
And he's in for a Meigs touchdown. Takes it in from 12 yards out. And the Marauders score first. They lead 6-0 with 49 seconds to play in the first quarter.
And right now, not only are the crowd stymied, the team seems a little stymied. You give up a couple turnovers like that and put a team that's at home needing a win, and the Marauders are a team that need to win after coming off that big loss against Athens. You don't want to give them a lot of life, and allowing them to score first and more than likely take the lead at the end of the first quarter, the Buckeyes are going to have to do something they haven't done all year, and that's build their way back into this ball game.
Charlie Baird attempting the extra point, and it is good. Buckeyes nearly block it, but he puts it through, and Meigs leads 7-0, 49 seconds to play in the first quarter. Charlie Barrett will kick it away for Meigs. Garrison Breeze back deep for Nelsonville-York. And the kick comes to Bobby Lightwine at the 20. Lightwine crosses the 30. Bobby Lightwine is taken down at the 40-yard line. Nice return.
Real nice return. Bobby lost his footing out there also, was able to get his hand down, keep his balance, and just scurried right up through the middle there all the way to the 40-yard line. Nice job by Bobby to return that ball, give the Buckeyes good field position here.
First and 10 Buckeyes on their own 40. 41 seconds to play in the first quarter. Buckeyes out of the eye with a receiver on each side. Fake handoff. Dean looking to throw. now being rushed. And Dean's going to be sacked back at the 29-yard line. A loss of 11.
62 and 57 actually brought him down, Blaine Perry and Robbie Cundiff that time. But the Buckeyes just didn't have anybody open quick enough that time for Nathan. I think he was looking for Daniel. Daniel looked open down the left side as he was cutting inside, but Nathan wasn't able to settle in the back there in the pocket there and really look downfield comfortably.
Second down and 21 for the Buckeyes. 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And the Buckeyes will let the clock run out. So at the end of the first quarter here at Bob Roberts Field in Pomeroy, Meigs leads Nelsonville-York 7-0.
To open the second quarter.
Buckeyes second down and 21 from their own 29 as we begin the second quarter of play. Dean out of the shotgun, 4 receivers to this side. Quick pass to Klein. Daniel Klein will take it out to the 34-yard line, a gain of 5. Daniel Klein coming in with 30 catches, 396 yards. He's averaging 20 yards a catch. He has 6 touchdowns. Buckeyes now third down and about 16 on their own 34.
Yeah, the Buckeyes are getting a lot of pressure from the defensive side of the ball from the Marauders. You can see they're going to try to spread things out a little bit and try to negate some of that pressure against Nathan.
Dean looking to throw, throws over the middle to Freer, and he pulls it in! Kyle Freer! What a catch! Pulls it in one-handed. And the Buckeyes have a first down at the Meigs 44.
22-yard pass play that time from Nathan out to Kyle Freer. And as you said, one-handed goes up. I thought the ball was well out of his reach. He puts that big paw out there, brings that back in. And I was told to say, if he has a play out there early, happy birthday, Kyle Freer.
Buckeyes out of the eye. Handoff Dustin Young, left side. And Dustin will dive down close to the 40.
Number 14, Zach Sayre on the stop there for the Marauders. And not only is it Kyle Freer's birthday, I'd be amiss if I didn't tell you that it's also Mark Carter's birthday out there on the Buckeyes field as he comes in bringing in the play right now.
Of course, Mark Carter had a nice catch earlier in this game.
And I didn't bring it up. Jim, why'd you let me go aside there? Come on now.
Second down and about 6 for the Buckeyes at the 40 of Meigs. Marauders leading 7-0 in the early moments of the second quarter.
A little more life to the Buckeyes. You can just feel it in the crowd after that big pass play.
Mark Carter goes in motion. Dean back to pass, being rushed once again, dumps it off. He's got Kyle Freer. He leaps over a would-be tackler, and he takes it down to the 17-yard line. Kyle Freer providing a spark to this Buckeye offense.
Kyle just leaped. Looked like he was a hurdler out there as he goes over the would-be, as you said, tackler of the Marauders. Just a phenomenal job. Again, nice job of Nathan to get rid of that ball with the big pressure on him. They started that out on the 40. That's all the way down to the 17-yard line. 23-yard pass play that time between those two.
Buckeyes out of the eye, first and 10 at the 17 of Meigs. 2 receivers to the right, handoff Dustin Young up the middle. And Dustin Young takes it to the 10-yard line, a gain of about 6.
26, Jeffrey Roush, and 67, Jesse Smith on the stop again, that time for the Marauders. One of the things that you're noticing, though, as you're watching or listening to this game, is a lot of the kids we're calling on the offensive side of the ball for the Marauders, we're also calling on the defensive side. The majority of their key players play both ways.
Buckeyes out of the eye on second down and about 4. Handoff, Dustin Young kicks it to the outside a little bit and dives inside the 10 to about the 7.
67, Jesse Smith yet again on the stop, but I think they're going to have enough for a first down. No, not quite.
And they spot it just about a yard shy of a first down. Right around the 8-yard line. Buckeyes with a couple downs to pick up a yard here. 8:57 to play in the first half. Marauders leading by 7. Nathan Dean at quarterback.
North will probably go in motion here. No.
And handoff to North on a little slant play.
He got to the 5.
And he's got a Buckeye first down where it'll be first and goal, a pickup of about 3. First and goal, Buckeyes at the Meigs 5-yard line. Buckeyes will go out of the power I with Perkins, Carter, and Young in the backfield. Handoff, Dustin Young. And he'll take it down to about the 2, a gain of 3.
Boy, his first half is just flying by, Jim. We've only got about 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Buckeyes trying to put their first points on the board here this evening in this drive as we speak.
Buckeyes second and goal at the Marauder 2. Buckeyes once again out of the power I, this time Perkins, North, and Young in the backfield. Handoff goes Dustin Young, dives forward, touchdown Buckeyes.
Well, 2 huge plays that time offensively from the Buckeyes, from Nathan Dean to Kyle Freer, and that made all the difference in the life of the side of the line of the side of the Buckeyes, in the fans, in the crowd here, along the sidelines, and the kids on the field. You could just see a difference after those 2 big pass plays.
Jacob Perkins will snap, Dustin Young will hold, and Nathan Dean will attempt the extra point to tie this game up. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. We're tied at 7, 7:46 to play in the second quarter. Nathan Dean will kick it away for Nelsonville-York.
Looks like Roush and Sayre. I'm not sure who else is back there.
And it will be taken right around the 7-yard line. Sayre takes it out to about the 30. That's where the Marauders will have possession.
I believe Austin Inman was the first one to put the hit on him over there on that far side, along with Cheeseman that time to put the stop at the 30-yard line.
So the Buckeyes 7, Marauders 7, 7:40 to play before halftime.
Well, the Buckeyes have given up the ball to the Marauders twice. Like I said, once at the 27-yard line, once at the 30 to give them short fields. It'd be nice if the Buckeye defense can find a way to get one of those turnovers back in our favor on this series right here.
Meigs out of the eye, 2 receivers this side. Handoff goes to Roush, and he's hitting the backfield, trying to get away. He does so and goes out of bounds right around the 34-yard line, so he picks up 4.
Mello had him in the backfield, a couple yards lost. Somehow Roush found his way away from him and then squirted through the rest of the Buckeye defense to get out of bounds over there.
Second down and 6. Ty Phelps comes in with the Marauder play on this 2nd and 6 situation for Meigs. Ball resting at the Marauder 34. 2 receivers to this side. Boyer takes a snap, quick pass out to Sayre. And he'll go down right around the 36-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Bobby Lightwine, Hook, and Perkins all in on the stop that time.
7 minutes, 10 seconds to play before halftime. We're tied at 7. Meigs with a 3rd down and 4 on their own 36-yard line.
Big 3rd down play here for the Buckeyes defense. Like to get this ball back quickly while the enthusiasm and the momentum still on the side of the Buckeyes offense here.
Boyer under center. Sayre in motion, and a flag comes in.
They call
we have a timeout on for Meigs. 6:45 to play, second quarter, and we're tied at 7. Dylan Boyer out of the shotgun on 3rd and 4. 2 receivers to each side. Takes a snap, throws over the middle, and it falls incomplete. Jacob Perkins going for the interception at the 40.
Man, he's stretched out. He was laid out trying to get that interception. Perkins has been the guy. We've talked about it each week. He's just the man at the right place at the right time. He's got interception after interception because he reads what's going on in the field so well.
He leads the Buckeyes coming in with 5 interceptions on the season.
Nice defensive stand by the Buckeyes there to get the ball back quickly. Like I said, try to capitalize on the momentum, as it's definitely on the side of the Buckeyes right now.
Cody Stewart will punt it away. Garrison Breeze back deep for the Buckeyes. 4th and 4. Good snap. Gets it away. And Garrison Breeze will take it at the Buckeye 28. Garrison Breeze comes back to this side of the field. And he'll go down right around the 39-yard line.
84 drags him down that time as he tried to reverse the field. Cody Oliver for the Marauders. Hook did a nice job of coming back and picking up a block there for him, but just wasn't able to get to number 84. But he gets out to close to the 40 to the 39-yard line. Good field position here for the Buckeyes again.
Buckeyes 1st and 10 on their own 39, 6:26 to play in the first half. We're tied at 7. Nelsonville-York out of the eye with the receiver split out to the far side of the field in Daniel Klein. Handoff Dustin Young, and he's wrapped up immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Jesse Smith, 67, is absolutely all over the place defensively for the Marauders.
Dustin Young coming into this game with 100 carries for 1,048 yards, 16 touchdowns. Buckeyes facing a 2nd down and 10 on their own 39. The receiver split out to each side. Quick slant goes towards Daniel Klein, and a lineman tipped it for the Marauders.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was 62 or 52 on that line over there on that far side. They got their hand up that time. I believe it was Blaine Perry, 62, but tipped just enough that time that the ball ended up behind Daniel and wasn't able to get anywhere with that one.
Buckeyes facing a 3rd and 10 from their own 39. Mark Carter split out to this side. Daniel Klein to the far side. Nathan Dean out of the shotgun. Takes a snap. And he's going to throw long towards Klein. And it's caught by Daniel Klein at the 35 of Meigs, and he'll take it to the 34, or 29, pardon me.
Nice job, and you could see Nathan was looking his way the whole time that time, and Daniel was able to get behind his defender and had to just do a little quick stop there, wait on the ball for just a split second, able to catch it back close to the 35, turn upfield, get another 7 positive yards. Nice job by the Buckeyes again in the passing game.
Spotted at the Meigs 28, 1st down and 10 for the Buckeyes. 2 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. Buckeyes out of the eye.
33-yard pass play that time from Nathan to Daniel Klein.
Dean looking to throw. Slant goes to Austin North, and it falls incomplete at the 15.
Would have definitely had enough for a 1st down, and had he been able to catch that cleanly, he may even had more. It was a nice job, nice play call that time from the Buckeyes as the North goes on that slant.
Buckeyes facing a 2nd and 10 at the 28 of Meigs. 5:18 to play in the second quarter. We're tied at 7. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Nelsonville-York. Nathan Dean out of the shotgun, takes a snap. And a little screen pass out on the left side to Dustin Young. Dustin Young will take it down inside the 15, about the 12.
And that was a really well-designed play as Austin McCullough and Isaiah Mello go out and lead block for Dustin that time and get him from the 28 all the way down inside the 15. They're going to spot the ball at about the 13-yard line.
Austin North coming in with the Buckeye play. 1st and 10 Buckeyes at the 12 of Meigs.
Well, I gave the birthday credits to Freer and Carter. We got to just say, Austin McCullough out there at lead blocker. His birthday was yesterday, and now I'm done with birthdays, Jimmy.
Out of the eye. Dean looking to throw, throws that slant to North, touchdown.
Got a flag on the play over here on the far side. I'm not sure who he was looking at.
Illegal motion on the Buckeyes. So the touchdown pass, Dean to North, will not stand up. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Meigs 17. 1st and 15 at the Meigs 17 after the penalty.
It was the exact same slant play that they ran before. Austin was able to hold on to it this time, but they, I believe they had Freer moving forward before the snap that time. Brings the ball back, like you said, to the 17. It'll be 1st and 15 now.
Buckeyes with North and Freer split out wide right. Klein wide left. Buckeyes out of the eye. Dean back to pass. Throws. And it's caught by Kyle Freer at the 4-yard line.
That was an exceptional catch from Freer that time, as it was over his back shoulder. He turns, leaps with his hands up in the air, finds the ball, brings it in. Nice catch.
Coming into this game, Kyle Freer, 17 catches, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 14-yard per catch average.
He's already got 3 catches for 58 yards here this evening, and definitely been a lifeline for the Buckeyes offense tonight.
2nd and 1 for the Buckeyes out of the power I. Dustin Young going forward, keeps those legs moving, and he'll take it down to about the 3, maybe the 2. Let's see where they spot it.
Should be close to a first down.
And it's 3rd down for the Buckeyes. At the 3-yard line, 3rd down and about a half yard to go. 3:37 to play in the first half. We're tied at 7.
Probably see Handa with the ball this time.
And he takes the quick hitter, and he stacked up pretty quickly.
I'd say he was stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
So the Buckeyes will face a 4th down situation. 4th down and about a yard to go.
So it brings up 4th down for the Buckeyes.
Wow, we're down to 3 minutes to go here in the half, Jim, and the Buckeyes are still tied up against the Marauders. Huge 4th down play here for the Buckeyes offense.
Buckeyes in the power I. Hand to Carter and Young in the backfield, 4th and 1. Hand off Dustin Young, and let's see where they spot it. It's going to be close.
Wow, they're already calling Marauder ball without a measurement.
It is Marauder ball. They have held on downs. At the 3-yard line, they'll take over. We're tied at 7, 2:45 to play in the second quarter. So obviously the Buckeyes with timeouts remaining, they'll hope to have a 3-and-out situation here and get great field position for the offense right before half.
No, I want a safety. I want this defense just to put it to them. The defense has been playing hard and strong. I don't see the ability for them to stop us coming at them.
Hand off to Barrett, and he's taken down after a short gain on the play.
They'll say a yard on the carry that time for the Marauders as Perkins comes up and does a nice job of hitting him before he gets going too far along with the line play that time of the Buckeyes. But looks to me like the Marauders might just want to go conservative. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to move the ball very effectively if they just try to run one way like that.
2nd down and about 9. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to play in the first half. Marauders on their own 4-yard line. Dylan Boyer at quarterback. Sarah in motion. And we have flags coming in. We have a legal procedure on the Marauders, so that'll put it back to the 2-yard line.
One of the light linemen on the right side jumped that time for the Marauders. It'll back it up halfway to the goal that time for the Marauders offense. But, you know, the Marauders, I'm sure, are just trying to get to halftime here with a 7-7 tie. That's better than what they would have gambled for at the beginning of this game. If you could tell them they were going to make it to halftime 7-7, they would have taken that all day.
Sarah in motion, 2nd and 11. Meigs on their own 2. Boyer kept it, and he's going to be hit and dropped back around the 1-yard line. Wow. And now the Buckeyes will take a timeout with 1:35 remaining before halftime. The Marauders facing a 3rd down and 12 back around the 1-yard line. 3rd down and about 12 for Meigs inside their own 2-yard line. Dylan Boyer at quarterback hands it off. Charlie Barrett breaks out of there, and he'll take it out to about the 12-yard line, still short of a 1st down.
Charlie Barrett on the carry for the Marauders.
Bring up 4th and a yard to go, and the Buckeyes will take a timeout with 1:21 to play in the second quarter. Cody Stewart will punt it away on 4th and 1 for Meigs. Marauders on their own 12. Garrison Breeze back deep for the Buckeyes. And Stewart gets it away. And Garrison Breeze will cross the 45, the 40. And he'll take it to the 32-yard line with 1:09 to play in the first half.
Nice job by Garrison to hold on to that ball as he got spun sideways. I thought that ball was going to get popped out of there. You could see him bring his other arm over and just curl that inside and hold on to it tight. He didn't want to give up another ball. Nice job by Garrison that time.
Game tied at 7, 1:08 to play in the second quarter. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Meigs 32.
1 minute to play here in the first half. The Buckeyes were down 7-0 early here in the ball game. Tied up 7-7 right now.
Dean out of the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Daniel Klein takes it on an end around. Daniel Klein will take it to about the 24-yard line. The ball came out, but they said he was down.
Nice blocking on that right side. I tell you, they closed the gap pretty quickly on him as he tried to come to the short side of the field for that end around, but he still gets 8 solid yards on the carry.
Clock running, 45 seconds to play in the first half. Buckeyes 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Dean looking to throw, does so, and it's batted down.
And being that the ball was tipped right at the line of scrimmage, you know, you hear a lot of fans hollering that thought it was a late hit on Nathan, but when it's tipped at the line, it's a live ball in the air like that. No penalty, but it does stop the clock for the Buckeyes. It brings up a 3rd and 2 here. Gives them a minute to think about what's going on as the ball's inside the 25 with just 37 seconds to play here in the half.
Nathan Dean out of the shotgun once again. Dustin Young in the backfield. 3rd and 2 for the Buckeyes. Dean looking to throw. And Daniel Klein trying to pull it in, but it falls incomplete.
Give credit to the defensive side of the ball that time. Number 21 was back there, Charlie Barrett for the Marauders. As soon as Daniel had his hands on the ball, he was hitting him and did not allow him to bring the ball in.
So Buckeyes 4th and 2 at the Meigs 24-yard line. 31 seconds to play before halftime. Nathan Dean out of the shotgun. Throws, and it's incomplete down at the 11-yard line. So the Marauders have held on downs. They'll take over on their own 24-yard line.
They had a lot of pressure on Nathan in the backfield yet again. He barely even got that ball off. That's why the ball was so high. I think he was actually getting hit as he was letting go of the ball that time. So the Marauders defense really shows strong on that little series right there, because that was a potential scoring position there for the Buckeyes as they start the ball at a great position. Unable to do anything with it. Now 26 seconds to go here in the half. Ball's back over to the Marauders.
Meigs out of the eye. Boyer takes the snap, hands it off to Roush. And he'll cross the 25, takes it to about the 27 on a gain of 3. Clock running at 15 seconds to play in the first half. Of course, the Marauders will have the ball coming out to begin the second half of play.
And that will be the final play of the first half.
And that will be the final play of the first half here at Bob Roberts Field. At halftime, it's Nelsonville-York 7 and Meigs 7.
Number 26,
Nathan Dean will kick it away for the Buckeyes to get the second half underway. Andrew Burt, Zach Sayre, and Jeffrey Roush back deep for the Marauders.
And the Buckeyes are sitting in a situation tied up here at halftime. Probably the only close game that we've had to this point would be the Bishop Reedy game. They were down 13-12 at the end of the first, but then able to find a way to pull away after that first quarter. Here tonight, the Buckeye defense has really done the job so far that they've needed to do. The 2 turnovers put them in bad situations with short fields, one at the 27-yard line, I believe, one at the 30. But offensively, the Marauders have carried the ball 14 times for about 48 yards, and in the air they've completed a few passes, but one was for a negative 6 yards. And all in all, it's ended up only 44 offensive yards for the Marauders. So again, defensively, the Buckeyes have done what they've needed to do. Still a couple seconds on the clock here, but the Buckeye fans are ready to fire the Buckeyes up and see if they can come out stronger here in the second half.
Nathan Dean will kick it away. And the kick comes to Burt, I believe. Might be, no, it is Burt.
Wow.
And he'll take it out to about the 35-yard line.
Andrew Burt, just a sophomore out there for the Marauders.
Marauders will start on their own 37. That's where they spot it.
Good starting field position. Well, I gave you the Marauders offense was able to only muster up about 44 offensive yards, where the Buckeyes offense, they ended up with about 144 total offensive yards in the first half. 118 of that in the air out of the 144.
Out of the eye, the Marauders. Boyer takes the snap, hands it off to Roush, and he gets stacked up and is taken down, maybe a loss of 1, back to the 36.
Boy, I believe that was Isaiah Mello on the end that time that got the tackle for the Buckeyes defensively.
Second down and 11 for Meigs on their own 36-yard line.
Buckeyes defense starting to pick up right where they left off in the first half. Like I said, they were all over the ball that first half. Did not allow the Marauders a whole lot of offensive productivity.
Hand off to Charlie Barrett, still fighting for yardage. He crosses the 40, and he'll be tackled around the 41-yard line. Gain of about 5.
I believe that was North that finally brought him down.
Brings up 3rd and 6 for Meigs on their own 41-yard line.
Big third down play here for the Buckeyes defense. It would be nice to have a quick 3 and out here to start the second half.
Man in motion right. And let's see, Meigs will take a timeout. We're tied at 7, 10:38 to play, third quarter. Third down and 6 for Meigs on their own 41-yard line. Sayre in motion to this side. Boyer hands it off to Roush, and he's tripped up after a gain of 1 to the 42.
Looked like Bobby Lightwine came flying in there from the linebacker position that time. Nice job for the Buckeyes defensively again. Like I said, a quick 3 and out, and going to get the ball back here in the beginning phase here of the second half, where it's still tied up 7-7.
Garrison Breeze back deep for the Buckeyes along with Bobby Lightwine. Cody Stewart will punt it away for Meigs. Fourth down and about 5 for the Marauders on their own 42. Good snap. Buckeyes with some pressure, but he gets it off. Picked up by Jacob Perkins. And Perkins will take it across the 35 to about the 37.
That was a pretty alert play that time by Perkins. I wasn't sure if that ball looked like it almost hit Bobby with Bobby was lining up to try to block somebody.
9:50 to play in the third quarter. We're tied at 7.
This will be the first offensive series for the Buckeyes here in the second half. We'll see if they can build off of the momentum they were getting towards the end of the first half there. The Buckeyes had a nice drive that was stymied by the defense of the Marauders down inside the 3-yard line.
Buckeyes 2 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. Nelsonville-York out of the eye. Dustin Young goes in motion left. Dean back to pass, throws a slant, and it falls incomplete towards Mark Carter.
That's intended for number 9, Mark Carter.
2nd and 10 for the Buckeyes on their own 36-yard line.
Dylan Boyer on the coverage.
You can see right now the Marauders are going to be coming after Nathan pretty heavily. They had a strong 5-man front. Everybody coming hard after the Buckeyes offense right now. And they stay in that 5-man front.
2 receivers to this side. Buckeyes 2nd and 10. Dean rolls to this side, looking to throw, does so. It's caught by Kyle Freer, and he'll be tackled at the 42, a gain of about 6. And the Buckeyes will have a 3rd and 4.
Kyle Freer on the reception.
3rd and 4 for Nelsonville-York on their own 42-yard line. 2 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. Buckeyes out of the eye. Nathan Dean under center. Slant towards Klein, but looked like Klein slipped as the ball was snapped.
Yeah, he was trying to come off the line, and his foot kind of came out from underneath him right when he was coming off the line that time. And lucky that wasn't intercepted that time by number 14, Zach Sayre of the Marauders defense, but that does stop the Buckeyes offense here quickly also.
Dustin Young will punt it away. Buckeyes 4th and 4 on their own 42. No one back deep for Meigs right now. Nice snap. Young gets it away. It's a high short kick. And it goes out of bounds right around the 34-yard line. That's where the Marauders will have their second possession of the second half. 9 minutes.
Right, you know,
it's 1 second to play in the third quarter.
The first half went extremely fast here this evening, and now we're already marching into the second half here, 3 minutes in. Both teams have had the ball offensively. The Buckeyes come out 3 downs, 3 passing downs, trying to figure out a way to negate that pass rush that the Marauders have been able to find out here on the defensive side of the ball.
Hand off to Roush. He avoids a couple tacklers, but then he goes down at the 36.
Kuhn
picks up 2.
Kuhn holds on to him, stops him for a 2-yard gain that time.
Second down and 8 for the Marauders on their own 36-yard line. We're tied at 7, 8:35 to play, third quarter. Dylan Boyer at quarterback for Meigs. Back to pass, being rushed, and he'll go down. The ball is loose, but the Marauders are on it. They said he was down. So that will be a loss on the play back to the 31, a loss of about 5 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 13.
Nice job by Hook to come flying in there and force him, get him out of his comfort zone. And it looked like Mello from the side that time put a hit on him, brought him to the ground. But again, a little bit of slippage on the field.
Boyer out of shotgun, 2 receivers each side. Now he's going to be hit, and he'll go down back at the 22-yard line. Buckeyes with a big sack.
I believe Kuhn hit him first, but then 54 and 57, Covert and McCullough in there on the stop to put him in a huge loss that time. Huge defensive play by the Buckeyes line.
4th down and about 23 for Meigs, back on their own 22. 7:20 to play in the third quarter. We're tied at 7. Buckeyes looking to get excellent field position. Garrison Breeze standing at the Buckeye 49 to receive the punt. Cody Stewart will punt it away. And Stewart gets the punt away. And the Marauders will down it on their own 44-yard line. That's where the Buckeyes will have their second possession of the second half.
Well, there's been 3 offensive series here in the second half, 3 and out all 3 times. So the defense of the Buckeyes, just playing excellent, but the Marauders defense has been able to do just the same. They held the Buckeyes to a 3 and out this last time. We'll see if the Buckeyes do anything different. Like I said, if you notice, they came out last time, they had 3 plays, 3 passing plays.
2 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. Handoff Dustin Young. He carries it to the 40 of the Marauders, a gain of 4. Buckeyes with a second down and about 6.
Nice surge up the middle that time for the Buckeyes.
Two receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. Buckeyes out of the eye. Dustin Young in motion. Handoff goes to Clint Handa, and he's hit pretty quickly, but he'll fall forward for a couple yards to the 38. So the Buckeyes will have a 3rd and 4 at the 38 of Meigs. Austin North coming in with the play for Nelsonville-York. 6 minutes to play third quarter. We're tied at 7.
Buckeyes are trying to find some sort of an offensive flow here right now. As you notice, the defense of the Marauders are really keying in on that 5-man front to stop any sort of a running attack.
3 receivers to this side, 2 to the left side.
Trying to spread that defense out a bit here.
Nathan Dean out of the shotgun. Play clock at 4. Hand in motion. Buckeyes just get the play off. Pass is thrown, caught by Austin North. Nice spin move. North cuts it up at the 20 and takes it down to the 15-yard line. Nice play. Gain of 23.
Real nice job by North that time as he makes some nifty moves for a 23-yard pass play from Nathan Dean out to Austin North.
North coming into this game, 3 receptions, 92 yards, a couple touchdowns. First and 10 Buckeyes at the Meigs 15-yard line. Clint Handa, the lone back for Nelsonville-York. Dean throws a slant, and it's caught by Daniel Klein. Touchdown Buckeyes. Nelsonville-York with their first lead of the evening with 5:07 to play in the third quarter.
They have tried that play, I'm guessing, 5 or 6 times this evening, and twice it's been tipped at the line. Twice it's been incomplete, I believe, and now they finally connect on it and hit Daniel in stride. Daniel is able to scamper on in for the touchdown. And finally, the Buckeyes have a lead this evening.
Jacob Perkins will snap. Dustin Young will hold. Nathan Dean will kick. High snap. Young does a good job, pulls it down. The kick is good. 14-7, Nelsonville-York, 5:07 to play in the third quarter. Nathan Dean will kick it away for the Buckeyes. Jeffrey Roush in the center of the 3 deep men for Meigs. A little squib kick up the field. Ball's loose. Burton, still loose. Buckeyes got it. At the 15-yard line, they'll spot it at the 16.
Jacob Blake, number 15, comes up with the ball that time for the Buckeyes. And you know, we were talking about that also. The way they were lined up, they had those 3 guys way back there, nobody in the middle of the field. Squib kick was wide open. Great call play from the Buckeye sidelines that time.
Nathan Dean jogs onto the field. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at the Meigs 16.
So the Marauders get the first 2 turnovers in the first half that put them in a good position. The Buckeyes here in the second half get a big turnover, give themselves a short field as the ball's down inside at the 16-yard line.
Buckeyes 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Dean out of the shotgun. Dustin Young in motion to this side. Dean being pressured quickly, throws, and it is caught by Daniel Klein. Not much gain, but
I'm going to say
gain of about 4.
That is one of the most phenomenal pass plays I've seen out of the Buckeyes this season. Not only did Nathan do a phenomenal job of getting rid of the ball, Daniel coming back to the ball. That was primed to be picked off by that cornerback over there, but Daniel gets in great position, ends up on a positive 6 yards for the Buckeyes.
Buckeyes out of the eye, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and about 5. Dean looking to throw. Does so, caught by Mark Carter down to the 2. First and goal, Buckeyes.
That was an excellent catch by Mark because, you know, I've talked about Nathan throwing a bullet here and a bullet there, but my goodness, if you weren't watching, you'd miss that ball in the air. Nice job by Mark to bring that in and put us at first and goal down in on the 2-yard line.
Buckeyes up by 7, 4:12 to play in the third quarter. Nelsonville-York out of the power I. First and goal from the Meigs 2. Now they go to the T formation. Handoff Austin North. And it's
in.
Touchdown Buckeyes.
Yes.
The far official has the hands up. And the Buckeyes lead 20-7.
Now the Buckeye fans have a little bit of breathing room. Everybody's standing up, a little more excitement on the sideline. This is what the Buckeyes expected from the beginning of the ball game. And they just needed to settle down a little bit here, and you can see things are definitely on the momentum side of the Buckeyes right now.
Again, Jacob Perkins will snap. Dustin Young will hold. And Nathan Dean will attempt the PAT. Have a whistle. Might be offsides on Meigs. Of course, it is offsides on the Marauders. Looks like the Buckeyes will decline and
accept that on the kickoff.
Nathan Dean attempting the point after touchdown and another offsides. Of course, last week we saw the Buckeyes on their first touchdown.
Oh, they called that against the Buckeyes.
I think he might have just pointed the wrong way. And he did. It is offsides, and again, the Buckeyes declined.
He gave the offside motion, but pointed to the Buckeyes.
Low snap. Young gets it down. And the kick is no good, off to the left. 20-7, Buckeyes lead. 3:56 to play, third quarter. Nathan Dean will kick it away once again for the Buckeyes. Little short kick. Picked up by Bird at the 17. And he'll be wrestled to the ground right around the 27-yard line. Marauders with the football, trailing by 13, 3:49 to play in the third quarter.
Mark Carter just came down on kickoff coverage that time and said, hey, number 9, I'm number 9. It's my birthday. Man, he put a lick on that kid. Buckeyes coverage that time. Meigs gets the tackle, and they hold him inside the 30. And the Buckeye defense, you can just see the pep in their step right now.
Two receivers to the right for the Marauders. Boyer out of the shotgun. Fakes a handoff. He keeps it himself. Dylan Boyer crosses the 35 and takes it out to the 38. A gain of 11 and a first down for the Marauders.
Nice job before Covert and Breeze were able to bring him down. He did a nice job of hiding that ball that time. The Buckeyes were tackling everybody but Boyer coming out of that backfield that time.
First down and 10 for Meigs on their own 39-yard line. Two receivers to the right. Boyer out of the shotgun. Hands it off to Roush, and he'll be taken down right at the line of scrimmage.
Hook hit him first, and then Mello brought him down. But you're right, he got nowhere that time.
Good sportsmanship as Isaiah Mello helps up Jeffrey Roush. Second down and 10 for Meigs on their own 39-yard line.
Isaiah Mello on the stop.
Zach Mays in for the Buckeyes. Second down and 10 for the Marauders. Again, Boyer out of the shotgun. Two receivers to the right. Boyer keeps it himself. And he'll cross the 45 out to close to the 47 or bring up third down and about 2.
Wrestled down by Kyle Moore that time as he gets across the 45.
Kyle Moore made the tackle. Third down, 2 Marauders.
That's been their most productive running play, with Boyer keeping it after the fake handoff. Again, he does a nice job of hiding the ball and disguising that handoff and keeping it himself.
Third down and 2 for Meigs on their own 47-yard line. Boyer out of the shotgun once again. This time the two receivers split out to this side. Boyer keeps it himself, and he's got the first down, it looks to be. Gets it out close to the 49.
Boy, Mello brought him down, but I agree with you. I think he got enough for the first down.
And it is a first down and 10 for the Meigs Marauders. Ball resting on the Meigs side of the field at the 49. 2 minutes, 1 second to play in the third quarter. The Buckeyes leading 20-7. Two receivers right. Dylan Boyer out of the shotgun. Back to pass. And he throws, and it is caught by Sayre. He breaks the tackle. Garrison Breeze will wrestle him out of bounds right around the 14-yard line.
Wow, not too many kids get away from Bobby Lightwine like that out in the open field. But that is one of the, obviously, the longest play from scrimmage for the Marauders all evening here.
First and 10 at the Buckeye 14.
First and 10 for the Marauders at the Buckeye 14.
This time Boyer will go under center. Sayre in motion to this side. flags come in, we have a legal procedure on the Marauders.
You know, it's nice to see Boyer going under center there, but I'm not sure if I'm the Marauders. I'm going to mess with what they've been doing. Him in the shotgun has been giving the Buckeye defense a little bit of a fit here.
So it's 1st and 15 at the Nelsonville-York 19-yard line. Dylan Boyer under center. Center in motion, and again a flag down, and again a legal procedure.
As 53, the big lineman, just did a bit of a move that time to back him up again. So after the big pass play, the Marauders had a big 35-yard pass play, and now 2 penalties back-to-back put them in a 1st and 20.
1st and 20 for Meigs at the Buckeye 24. 2 receivers to the right. Now Boyer out of the shotgun. Hands it off to Roush, and he's hit, and whistles blow. Jacob Perkins on the tackle for Nelsonville-York.
Real nice
Short
job
gain on the play.
Nice job by Perkins to get there quickly.
Gain of 1.
Actually seemed to be quite a quick whistle, if you ask me, but good for the Buckeyes. He gets 1 yard on the play.
2nd and 19 at the Nelsonville-York 23. 1:08 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Buckeyes leading by 13. This time Boyer will go under center. 2 receivers to the right. 2nd and 19. Boyer rolls, looking to pass. Now he'll run with it. And he'll be taken down inside the Buckeye 20 at around the 17 as he picks up 7. And it brings up 3rd down and about 13.
Kyle Moore on the stop that time for the Buckeyes, but again, he drops back to pass. He looks for one option, and if that option is not there, he's taken off running. As long as they're rolling to the right, he seems to run hard to the right side there. And he's been their most offensive threat from a running perspective tonight.
2 receivers to the right. Boyer out of the shotgun. 3rd down and about 13. Boyer looking to pass. He throws and it's
intercepted.
I don't know if it's Bobby Lightline. And it's Caleb Covert.
Number 54, Caleb Covert, comes from his linebacker position, reads the eyes perfectly of the quarterback that time and intercepts the Marauders as they were driving down to try to close the gap here of this ball game. Huge defensive interception for the Buckeyes. Like I said before, the first 2 turnovers of the game went over to the Marauders. The second 2 big turnovers after the pooch kick or the squib kick, and now the interception by Covert. Nice job by the Buckeyes to get the ball back.
Nice interception by Caleb Covert. Buckeyes with the ball. Fake pitch. Dean throwing long open. This Daniel Klein, but it falls incomplete at midfield. 8 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter.
Wow, was that a nicely designed play, called at the right time. Nathan does the fake handoff, freezes the defense. Daniel does a great job of getting behind the defender, and the ball's just overthrown out of bounds over there, and they just aren't able to pull that one in. Well called play at the right time, though. Looked good.
Buckeyes 2nd and 10 on their own 21. 8 seconds to play in the 3rd period. Nathan Dean out of the shotgun, 2 receivers. Right, 1 to the left. Dean throws, and it's pulled in by Kyle Freer. He takes it out to the 25. That is or 35. That is a Buckeye first down on a gain of 14.
And Kyle Freer has been the money man tonight from the passing game.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter here at Bob Roberts Field, home of the Meigs Marauders. The Buckeyes lead 20-7 at the end of 3. Buckeyes 1st and 10 on their own 35 as we begin the final 12 minutes of this football game.
Another big catch from Kyle Freer there to give the Buckeyes a first down out to the 35-yard line as we start the money quarter.
Buckeyes out of the eye, 2 receivers to the right. Handoff Dustin Young up the middle. And he'll take it out to the 38-yard line, a gain of 3.
I tell you, any yardage he gets up the middle tonight, he is earning them because the Marauders' defensive line is just stuffing us quickly on anything up the middle.
Austin North comes in with the Buckeye play on 2nd down and about 7. Two receivers to each side of the field. Nathan Dean under center. Back to pass, being rushed immediately, and he'll be sacked.
52 defensively for the Marauders. Chris Jones that time drags him back.
Sacked back near the 32-yard line, and the Buckeyes will have a third down and about 13.
I don't think there's any question. Nathan's been put to the turf more tonight than any other game this season so far.
Nathan Dean out of the shotgun, third down and about 14 to go. Buckeyes on their own 31. Dean looking to throw, does so, and a diving catch. No, it's incomplete. Mark Carter with a near catch for the Buckeyes at the 38. It was still been short of a first down by about 6 yards.
Actually, Nathan had to get rid of that one under duress yet again as 52 was back there. Chris Jones, I didn't see who's coming in from the other side. I believe that to be 67 was over there, Jesse Smith, but they put a lot of pressure on Nathan again.
Dylan Boyer back deep to receive the punt from Dustin Young. Nice snap. Young gets away. Nice punt by Dustin Young. Backs up Boyer to the 25.
Gets away from Perkins.
Boyer taking it to the far side of the field, and he's run out of bounds. Nice return by Dylan Boyer.
I'd say he's knocked out of bounds on the far side by number 57, Austin McCullough.
Meigs will have it on their own 45-yard line.
That was a beautiful kick by Dustin that time.
45-yard line.
That it was. So the Marauders with 10.5 minutes to play in the game, trailing 20-7. They have a first down and 10 on their own 45. Two receivers to this side for Meigs. Boyer out of the shotgun. Runs it to this side and breaks a tackle and takes it into Buckeye territory. The ball was loose. I believe they'll say it is still the Marauders' ball. The officials talking things over. And they say it is Meigs' ball at the Buckeye 48. Second down and 4, a gain of 6 for Dylan Boyer.
Looks like the Buckeyes knocked that away and Covert came up with it, but the umpires say otherwise.
Handoff on the left side. Looked like it might have been Andrew Burt on the carry, and he'll be about a yard shy of a first down.
That was actually 21 Barrett, I believe, on the carry that time.
It was Charlie Barrett. Third down, about a half yard to go for Meigs. Ball resting at the Buckeye 45-yard line. Boyer under center, two receivers to this side. Hands it off. Charlie Barrett's got the first down.
And more.
As he takes it to the Buckeye 41-yard line. He picks up about 4 yards. First down and 10 for the Marauders.
Perkins and Covert on the stop on that side over there for the Buckeyes defense again.
Jacob Perkins made this stop.
First down and 10. Meigs at the Buckeye 40. Clock running at 9 minutes to play in this game. Buckeyes leading 20-7. Boyer out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Looked like holding could be called on Meigs. It is complete. And it is complete down to the 26-yard line of Nelsonville-York.
Well, they get away with a 14-yard pass play. But I'm with you.
Looked like Zach Meigs was being held
drastically.
The Marauders pick up the first down, first and 10 at the Buckeye 26. Dylan Boyer under center. Hands it off to this side, and Roush will go down, tackled by Caleb Covert. No gain on the play.
Nice job that time by Caleb shooting through there and stopping him at the 25-yard line there.
Gain of maybe a half yard for the Marauders.
Second down on 9 for the Marauders.
Two receivers to the right for Meigs. Second down and about 10. Handoff to Charlie Barrett. And he'll take it to the Buckeye 23 as he picks up a couple yards.
Brought down by Zach Meigs and Kuhn right there in the middle.
It'll be third down and 7 for the Marauders at the Buckeye 23. Third down and 7 for Meigs at the Buckeye 23.
I would guess the Marauders are in 4-down territory down inside the 25 here with 7.5 minutes to play, down by 2 scores.
Barrett in motion to this side, and Boyer fumbles a snap, and he's going to be sacked by Jacob Kuhn back at the 35.
Huge play by Kuhn to bring him back all the way to the 35-yard line.
It'll bring up fourth down and about 20.
Well, that went from being a 4-down territory inside the 25 for the Marauders offense to, well, I think they're still going to go for it here.
Marauders down by 13 and the clock running at 7 minutes. They may feel they have no choice. Fourth down and 19 for Meigs at the Buckeye 35. Low snap. Boyer picks it up. He's got time. Throws over the middle. Breeze is there. And the Buckeyes knock it away. Breeze and Lightwine in coverage.
Nice job by Breeze and Lightwine, both back there to make sure that ball wasn't going anywhere, not allowing the wide receivers to get behind them. Big stand by the Buckeyes defense that time to get the ball back with, just like you said, just under 7 minutes to play. The Buckeyes have the ball back at their own 34-yard line.
20-7, Nelsonville-York leading. Handa and Young in the Buckeye backfield, 2 receivers to the right. Pitch out comes to Dustin Young. Dustin Young kicks it out. Dustin Young across midfield. Dustin Young will take it the distance. 65-yard touchdown run by Dustin Young. And the Buckeyes lead 26-7 with 6:40 to play.
And I will tell you, Tucker Johnson, number 74, did a great job of blocking on that left side. Dustin Young gets right behind him, puts his hand on his back, gets him about the first 10, 15 yards, and then it's just the speed of Dustin Young around that left side, and he just was gone.
And the Buckeyes will take a timeout. Looked like the Buckeyes were trying to decide whether to kick the extra point or go for 2 since they missed the last extra point. 26-7 Buckeyes, 6:40 to play in the game. Buckeyes will go for 2. Perkins, North, and Young in the Buckeye backfield. In the T formation, Dean throws over the middle, and it is caught for the 2-point conversion by Daniel Klein.
Nice job by the Buckeyes to convert there to put them up 28-7.
6:40 to play in the game.
Well, with that 65-yard touchdown dash by Dustin Young, he goes over 100 yards again this evening.
Nathan Dean will kick it away for the Buckeyes. A low liner up the field. That'll be picked up by Sayre. Crosses the 25 and the 30 and it's taken down around the 34.
Austin Inman on the stop that time for the Buckeyes.
33-yard line. Austin Inman made the stop.
First down and 10 Meigs on their own 34-yard line. Meigs out of the eye. Boyer under center, 2 receivers to this side. Hands it off to Jeffrey Roush, comes to this side. Roush still going, and he breaks.
Gone.
Let's see if the Buckeyes can catch him.
North
Austin North will take him down inside the 10 around the 8-yard line. Austin North runs him down.
Quickly rounds the ball carrier. Austin North makes the tackle, but Ralph advances the ball.
So it'll be first and goal at the Buckeye 8.
58-yard run by Roush that time. It's the first time he's been able to get free from the Buckeyes for any major yardage. Tries to answer Dustin Young's 65-yard run.
Handoff goes to Charlie Barrett, and he's upended pretty quickly. Second and goal from the Buckeye 6.
Looks like Dakota Hook came flying in there underneath everybody and tripped him up before he got anywhere. Nice job by the Buckeyes defensive line.
Caitlin Williamson wins the picture.
Jared Williamson comes in with the Meigs play. Second and goal from the Buckeye 6. Marauders out of the eye, 2 receivers to this side. Handoff to Roush, and he's hit in the backfield by Caleb Covert, I believe.
Caleb Covert came flying in there, wrapped his ankles up, and allowed him to go nowhere.
Caleb Covert, along with Jacob Boone, made the stop.
So to bring up third and goal from the 9 after a 3-yard loss. Caleb Covert shooting through the line and hitting Roush in the backfield right as he took the handoff.
Held onto his ankles and allowed his teammates to come in and put him to the ground.
5:05 to play in the game. Buckeyes up by 21. Marauders third and goal at the Buckeye 9. Dylan Boyer takes a snap. He's going to throw on the right side. It is caught by Sayre, and he'll be knocked down at the Buckeye 3.
Hook came in and put a lick on him, hit him right in the side.
And it looks like Zach Sayre is down, the receiver on the play, and hopefully that young man will be okay. We have an injury timeout. 4:48 to play, and the Buckeyes leading 28-7. Zach Sayre walking off under his own power, and that's good to see. The Marauders facing a 4th down and goal at the Buckeye 3.
Coach Chansey wants to stay on the field and help run this play, I think.
And it looks like Meigs will take a timeout. And the Marauders do take a timeout. 4:41 to play, 28-7 Buckeyes. So the Marauders going for it on 4th and goal at the Buckeye 3. Out of the eye, Boyer takes a snap, looking to throw. He throws, and it is a touchdown for the Marauders.
Number 5 came down with the ball. I don't think we've called that number all night.
Alex Morris. He pulls in the touchdown grab from Dylan Boyer. With 4.5 minutes to play in the game, and the Marauders down by 15 with the extra point attempt upcoming. Looked like the Buckeyes had decent coverage in the end zone, but the Marauders able to complete the touchdown pass. Charlie Barrett attempting the point after touchdown. And it is up. And it is good, and for the second time, Dakota Hook all over it, but unable to get a hand on the ball.
This time they throw a flag on him as he does hit the kicker. That'll be taken on the kickoff.
So after the running into the kicker called on the Buckeyes, roughing the kicker, Marauders kicking off from the Nelsonville-York 45, and of course they will attempt an onside kick, down by 2 touchdowns with 4.5 minutes to play. Charlie Barrett will kick, and it will come to this side, and the Buckeyes will smother it at 27. Then a flag comes in. Garrison Breeze jumped on the ball, and then a Marauder hit Breeze way late.
Yeah, number 67, Jesse Smith, came flying in there. Nice job by Garrison to do nothing but cover up the ball. Just a bit of a frustration play from the Marauders that time.
So the Buckeyes will have it on their own 41-yard line, first down and 10. Four and a half minutes to play in the game. Buckeyes leading 28-14. Nelsonville-York out of the eye, hand at fullback, Young at tailback, two receivers to the right. Kyle Moore snaps the ball to Nathan Dean, hands it off to Dustin Young. And Young will take it to the 44 on a gain of about 3.
Number 57 on the stop that time for the Marauders, Robbie Cundiff. The Buckeyes look maybe content here to try to just continue to run the ball and use the clock at this point.
Second down and 7. Mark Carter comes in with the Buckeye play with 4 minutes, 5 seconds to play in the game. Buckeyes up by 14. Nathan Dean letting the play clock run down. It's currently at 7 seconds, using up as much time as possible. Quick pitch, Dustin Young, he went for a touchdown last time on this play, and he breaks another tackle. And Dustin Young takes it to the 35-yard line.
This time number 5, Alex Morris, just hangs onto his feet until 67. Jesse Smith is over there to help bring him down.
Gain of about 21 yards for the Buckeyes.
And as you were saying, that's that little quick pitch. It gets the ball in Dustin's hands outside the hash marks and just shy of the line of scrimmage.
Buckeyes out of the eye. 3:12 to play in the game. Buckeyes just get the play off.
Daniel.
And the pass is caught by Clint Handa. Knocked out of bounds at about the 28-yard line, a gain of 7. Actually a gain of 6, brings up second and 4.
Well, had Nathan had just a little more time on that, he'd look downfield.
It was a gain of 7, now they spotted at the 28.
Daniel Klein was wide open on that downfield.
Buckeyes out of the eye, 2 receivers to the right. Second down and about 3. Handoff, Dustin Young breaks a tackle. Dustin Young trying to break away. He'll be taken down at the 17, a gain of 11, and a Buckeye first down.
Again, nice blocking around the left side. That time McCullough and Perkins did a nice job of helping Dustin out. Gets that ball down inside the 20-yard line.
30 Stewart made the tackle.
2:50 to play. Clock is running here in the fourth quarter. 28-14 Buckeyes. Nelsonville-York first down and 10 at the Meigs 17. Buckeyes out of the eye. 2 receivers to the right. Dustin Young takes it to the left side. And he'll be knocked out of bounds around the 3-yard line. Gain of 14.
Sayre was holding on to him just long enough for Jesse Smith to come over and make the hit and knock him out of bounds. But again, they found some nice success here late in the ball game around that left side.
First and goal for the Buckeyes at the 3 of Meigs. Young and Perkins in the Buckeye backfield. North comes in motion left. Handoff Jacob Perkins. And he's in for a Buckeye touchdown. So that puts the Buckeyes up by 3 scores with just 2:22 to play. .222 remaining in the game.
That's the 5th touchdown of the night for the Buckeyes, and 4 different Buckeyes have found the end zone.
Nathan Dean will attempt the extra point. Jacob Perkins will snap. Dustin Young will hold. Nice snap. And the kick is no good. Off to the left. 2:22 to play in the fourth quarter. Buckeyes 34, Marauders 14. Buckeyes will kick it away. Nathan Dean doing the kicking. The Marauders move Burt to the center position of the deep men for Meigs. And it'll be picked up by Zach Sayre. Crosses the 20. And Sayre will go down. His forward progress stopped at the 27-yard line.
Number 52, Cody Walker on the stop that time for the Buckeyes coverage team.
Cody Walker made the stop.
2:16 to play in the fourth quarter. Marauders splitting out two receivers to this side, out of the eye. Handoff goes to Roush, looking for a place to go, but he'll go down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Kuhn was there on the stop that time for the Buckeyes defensive line.
Second down and about 10 for Meigs. .147 to play in the game. Dylan Boyer at quarterback. Back to pass, looks this way, throws it, it's picked off by Dakota Hook. Crosses the 10, 5, touchdown. There is a flag down.
I think it was holding in the backfield, to tell you the truth.
It was thrown early in the play, and you would think it was probably on the Marauders. It was thrown before the interception was made by Dakota Hook. Holding on Meigs, the Buckeyes decline. Touchdown, Nelsonville-York, Dakota Hook on the interception, and the interception returned for a touchdown for the Buckeyes. So tonight we've seen Dakota Hook and Caleb Covert, two inside linebackers, getting interceptions tonight for the Buckeyes.
Well, that's the 6th touchdown, and now 5 different Buckeyes have found the end zone.
Buckeyes lead 40-14. Nathan Dean will attempt the extra point. And the kick is up. And the kick is good.
I'm pretty sure that was blocked or hit by one of the defenders, but it found its way right through the uprights.
41-14 Buckeyes, 1:34 to play. Buckeye cheerleaders, Jayla Beal, Jessica O'Neill, Valerie Addis, Kimberly Howard, Emily Loudner, Kayla Mount, Krista Phillips, Josie Seal, Abby Talbert, Sarah Adams, Hunter Berry, and Paige Fowdy. Cheerleading advisors are Shannon Seal and Christy O'Neill. Buckeyes have scored 34 points here in the second half of play. And lead 41-14. Nathan Dean will kick it away. This time he'll kick it deep. Andrew Burke goes through his hands. He'll pick it up at the 6. Crosses the 15, comes to this side, and he's upended right around the 20-yard line.
Number 5, Emmett Reed, comes in and makes the stop. As Burt's slow to get off the field that time.
1:25 to play in the fourth quarter.
I just heard from a crowd here that the Wellston Rockets are up 27-14 over the Alexander Spartans right now, which if that holds up, more than likely we'll be down to 2 unbeaten teams in the TVC Ohio, Athens and Nelsonville.
Athens leading big at Vinton County at halftime tonight. 2 receivers to the far side. Boyer hands it off to Charlie Barrett, and he'll take it out to the 24-yard line as he picks up about 4 yards.
Well, it's not quite the way the Buckeyes wanted to script it up. But had you said you're going to win 41-14, I don't think they'd have been upset with that. But there are opportunities coming away from this game. At halftime, the Buckeyes have a tie ball game, 7-7. And find their way in the second half to get some turnovers to go their way. Much more aggressive on the defensive side and offensive side of the ball for the second half of the Buckeyes.
I imagine the Buckeye coaches held a motivation seminar in the locker room at halftime.
That's probably a very kind way of putting it. But we'll say, yeah, that's probably what happened.
3rd down and 4 for the Marauders. 28 seconds to play in this game.
Well, you know, it's one of those things. You've got 10 games in the season. You're going to have games that you're on. You're going to have games that you're not quite on. And the Buckeyes came out here in the first half and weren't quite themselves, yet they find a way to fight through that first half and still hold on to a tie at halftime and then pull away here in the second half.
Charlie Barrett takes it out to the 33-yard line. He picks up about 7 yards and a first down.
Jacob Blake and Dylan Cheeseman on the stop, and that's the last play of the game, Jim.
Marauders hurrying around, but that does it. The clock hits 0. The Buckeyes defeat the Meigs Marauders by a final score of 41-14.
All right, we're back here at Meigs down along the river where the Buckeyes kind of struggle to get some momentum and any flow to their offense in the first half of the game. Find themselves 7-7 tie at halftime, but the second half they pull away and do an excellent job to end up winning easily, 41-14. Now looking at some of the stats from this evening's ball game, starting out with the Marauders. The Marauders, like I said, only had 44 yards at halftime. They ended up running the ball 38 times for 137 yards and passing 7 out of 11, or 7 out of 10 is what I had Boyer for 54 yards, 191 total yards. Of course, he had the 2 big interceptions that we talked about with both Covert and Hook intercepting the ball, and Hook being able to run his back for a touchdown. But again, they ended up with 191 total yards, only had 44 at halftime. So the Buckeyes defensively still found themselves giving up some yardage in the second half here against the Marauders. Now for the Buckeyes side of the ball, where they end up again with 41 points. Again, it's probably that had you told a lot of the fans prior to the ball game, the score of the game would be 40-something to 10, 14-something. Most would agree with it, but the way it happened wasn't typical of the Buckeyes this season. They didn't gain control early. They weren't able to put the team away early like they have in most of the ball games to this point. Again, at halftime, it was still 7-7. The Buckeyes were struggling, gave up a couple turnovers in the first half, and trying to really get any flow offensively, it was tough for them in the first half, other than Kyle Freer. You know, we were talking about that.
Give him the game ball on the offensive side.
Not only just from the offensive side of the ball, but the momentum, the enthusiasm. You know, the Buckeyes were flat there for a while. They didn't seem to feel like they were in the game and really excited about what was going on. And then Kyle catches that one amazing catch across the middle with the one-handed grab, reels that one in and follows it up with a great catch with the hurdle over the defender of the Marauders. And then he has a great catch down in the corner where it's over his left shoulder and just goes up skies for the ball and brings it down. And those plays just ignited the Buckeyes both offensively and defensively and on the sidelines. It encouraged the fans the whole 9 yards. So, again, you know, that's what they were needing. You never know who it's going to come from the Buckeyes. You don't know if it's going to be Dustin Young, or is it Nathan Dean, or is it Daniel Klein, or is it North, or is it Handa, or is it Perkins, or is it, you know, in this situation it was Freer. You've just got so many different weapons, and if something's not clicking on one particular evening, there's always somebody else to go to, another place to look, and that's what the Buckeyes did in the first half. So overall, the Buckeyes ended up running the ball 28 times for 149 offensive rushing yards. The majority of that was Dustin Young. Dustin ended up with 18 carries for 155 yards, actually. And in the way that sounds weird, he had 155 yards. The Buckeyes ended up with 149. The reason that is because of the sacks they go against us in the rushing attack. And, you know, so when the people are wondering how that adds up, there were still other kids that had positive yardage. You had Handa had a couple carries for 4 yards. You had Perkins had a carry for 3 yards, which was a touchdown. North carried the ball a couple times for 5 yards. One of those was a 2-yard touchdown. And then Nathan Dean was sacked a handful of times, and that's where the negative yardage came in. Daniel Klein had to end around, ended up with 8 positive yards on his carry. So, again, we end up with 5 different individuals rushing the ball for the Buckeyes from a running attack. Passing, Nathan Dean ended up, according to what I have here, and I might have missed a few, 15 out of 23. 15 out of 23 for 197 yards, just shy of 200 yards. And again, that's unofficial. But total yards for the Buckeyes, 346 yards. On the passing side of things, you ended up, Daniel Klein had 4 catches for 59 yards. 15-yard touchdown was included in that. Dustin Young had a catch for 15 yards. Handa had 2 catches for a total of 8 yards. Mark Carter had a couple catches for 14 yards. North had a catch for 23 yards, and Kyle Freer had 5 catches for 78 yards. And, you know, again, the scoring tonight, the Buckeyes put 6 touchdowns on the board. 5 different individuals find the end zone. 1 defensive touchdown for the Buckeyes. The second half, obviously, the Buckeyes played like everybody expected them to play. Come out and outscore the Marauders 34-7 in the second half.
Next week, the Meigs Marauders will travel to Wellston to take on the Golden Rockets. The Buckeyes will return home to play their final home game of the regular season. They'll host the Vinton County Vikings.
And then they've got 2 matchups that everybody around the county's been eyeballing. You know, we were just talking about the fact that it sounds like the Spartans may lose to the Rockets this evening. So they're going to be coming back with a fury at the end of the season to try to get back into the race. And the Bulldogs continue to stay unbeaten. It's going to be an interesting end to this season, Jim.
The Marauders dropped to 4-3 overall, 0-2 in league play. The Buckeyes now 7-0 overall and 2-0 in the Ohio Division of the TVC. Once again, the final score from Bob Roberts Field in Pomeroy, it was Nelsonville-York 41 and Meigs 14. For Chance Fox on camera and Ray Spouts, this is Jim McCumber saying, so long, everybody.